J9 versus Nameless. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? Have we got joining in, tuning in, whatever you want to call it? Hopefully everything is chilling just about right. How many people have we got in here so far? We have 2 people in here so far. Good afternoon for those 2 of you who have joined in so far. Hopefully we get a few more as the stream goes live, and I posted about it everywhere that I can. Today's stream, I'll start that again. Today's stream, I will be casting for the EOL League, which is the European Open League for PS4. Today's game will see a J9 face off against Nameless. For those that are familiar with the EOL, you may recognise these teams. For those that maybe aren't, we'll just have to wait, and hopefully we'll all know these teams a little bit better by the end of today. Hey Maz, hey Carmaz. 2 Mazes, kind of, in the chat. How are you both doing today? How are you both doing? Good to see my favourite, well, of course he's my favourite, he's my only mod. But my favourite mod, Maz, in chat, everybody. Give him a shout out. Or give him a wave. Give him a wave. Just currently waiting for the remainder of the 2 teams to be joining in. We've currently got 3 on the side of Nameless and 4 on the side of J9. J9 being the orange team as we head into this one, and Nameless being the blue team. Hopefully I remember that as we push on. However, you've all seen my cast before, you know I'm not always the best with these things, so we'll just have to wait and see. Only mod commas. Yes, at the moment I don't necessarily feel that we need many more mods, but maybe when the time comes and my channel completely blows up, we might have to see about getting a few more mods in there, and I'll certainly have a think about putting you up on top there. I'm off stream now. Yeah, in a bit, Pit. Cheers for tuning out, but cheers also for tuning in. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for XPit for dropping a follow. Quadio1 for previously dropping a follow. Thank you very much. And Sikaeus. I've probably pronounced that horrifically, but thank you very much for the follow as well. Greatly appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yes, we've now had the game posted on both, on basically all the Discord League channels and places that I possibly can get to. We've had it posted, so hopefully we're going to get some good viewers in here today. It'll certainly be nice to see. Get as many viewers as we can. Hopefully everybody joins in as quickly as they can. Hey Chank, how are you doing? This league is the EOL, so it's the European Open League PS4. So we'll just have to see what happens. Like I say, the only time as I haven't said already, but as I'm about to say, I've only ever casted this league before with Conch in a duo. Many of you may know Conch. This will be my first time casting solo, so we'll see how all of this goes. But yes, hopefully everything will run smoothly. Hopefully I'll get into the swing of things nice and quickly, because once again, I'm such a nice guy. I've sort of jumped in last minute to get this one all sorted out for everybody. But hopefully we get a good game going on. Hopefully getting every member of the team also into this game nice and quick. They've got 11 minutes to get in. Fingers crossed they get in before that timer runs down. Otherwise we're going to have to do a rehost on the server, and that's the last thing I'd like to do right now, as it just leaves you guys waiting. You've all tuned in to watch some Siege. You're not here to tune in and watch some Lobby Simulator. What we want to be seeing today is some good darn Siege, and hopefully these 2 teams will bring us just that. Bear with me a minute while I just wait for... I'm just going to drop a message in Discord chat and see if anybody else will be joining in. Who we are waiting for. we have 10 mins left on this server. So ASAP would be good. Smiley face. Always got to stay nice, keep it nice and fresh with the smiley face there. Hey Caswes, how you doing, buddy? See you there in the chat, Fred Williams. Yeah, same one game went 1-8. Yeah, I remember that game, Maz. I was there. I was there, unfortunately. But hey ho, we all have bad games, but we also have very good games, and hopefully we start getting some of them soon. Not gonna lie, Lobby Simulator won't be too bad if you're casting. Thank you, Karmaz. Hopefully it isn't anyway. Q Expose, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Elements, was you there earlier? I believe I was. I might have been on my Smurf though, Fred. It's royalty_element, so it won't be my elemental_x6. But yeah, what are the chances, man? You played against us earlier in a ranked, and now here you are watching my stream, along with 14 other people, I believe, at the moment. Got the opening frag in the first round. So you basically, yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that game as well. It was a pretty good game. Hopefully, though, we get the last few members of J9 into this lobby nice and quick so we can get everything started. Stream title is from yesterday. I thought I'd updated that. Has it not changed? Oh, it hasn't changed. I'll get that one updated for you guys. Cheers for the heads up, Karmaz. So it should be J9 versus Nameless. European Open League, brackets PS4, close brackets. Done. Stream info updated successfully. Hopefully it's actually done it this time, because I did try it previously, but at least it's all now sorted out and we should be ready to go sooner rather than later. We've got the 8-minute timer ticking down. Hopefully that last member of J9 gets in here nice and quick, and once they are, I'll be given the go-ahead and we can get into map number 1, which we'll see us go to Cafe Dostoevsky. Haven't seen either of these teams play before, so on the prediction front, Maz, as you've just asked, I'm not too sure exactly what to predict out of this one. I could maybe have a little nosy round and see if I can... let's see if we can get... Is there a league table? Well, let's have a look at the predictions on here. Have they got one? DD versus Complexity, UG versus MO at here. No. So I can't see. That's very bizarre. Do they have a current league standings? This is where I'm in far too many. Far too many discords, so trying to find the right channels is just incredibly difficult. Hey, Bad Cop 360, how you doing, man? Very nice. Well, yes, I will be putting a prediction up just before we roll into this game when everything is underway, so we'll get that one going shortly. Thank you, Big Ras Clart Betty. I think I said that right. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. Leaderboard here. Thank you, Q Expose. I see you're tuning in and listening out. So currently, I'm trying to zoom in on this. It's very small on my screen. Let me have a little look in. So currently, where are we? J9 Esports is sat second at the moment on the leaderboard with 7 points to their name. Meanwhile, Nameless are sat nearer the bottom. Currently position 8 out of 10 with, I believe, 2 points on the leaderboard. Do correct me, of course, if I'm wrong there. Not exactly sure how these teams are going to play out, but we will see. Everybody appears to be in now and readying up. So once everybody's in and I'm given the go-ahead, we will get the ball rolling on this one. Going to quickly get a prediction popped in now, though. Game 1 score. Let's go. Nameless. Win. And J9 win. I'm going to put this one on for 10 minutes, everybody, so you get to see it. Actually, 15 minutes, fuck it. So you get to see the start of the match so you can start making your mind up with what is going at Elemental. Yep. Awesome. Everybody's ready. Hope you are too. Let's get strapped in and get into this first game. Going into Cafe Dostoevsky for game number 1. I've just gone and dropped the predictions over on you guys, so go in there and start voting on which team you think are going to come out on top of this one. Give us some scores as well in the chat. I've seen 7-5 to Nameless at the moment. There you go. Hi Franco, how you doing today, man? Also, ZTXMPZZ. There's probably a way to say that properly, the way you want it to be pronounced. Unfortunately, I probably completely butchered it. But cheers for the follow, mate. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hopefully we can get some more people in here to watch this game. If you've got any friends that are interested in Siege that might want to come over and give this a bit of a watch, then feel free to drop them a link to the channel. It greatly helps me out and it'd be greatly appreciated. So if you guys could do that for me, it would make my heart glow. Thank you. I'll stop being soppy now as we start seeing the bans coming out here between these two teams. J9 starting on the defensive, have banned out the Thatcher as a starting point, and their final ban is about to be picked on the defensive side. But Nameless have gone with the Ashe and Wamai ban. Ashe, maybe there's an Ashe main on the other team that they've just decided to completely screw over with that ban. I'm not quite sure, but certainly they're a little bit afraid of that Ashe, maybe those 3 breaching rounds that she now brings to the table since the previous update, but also getting rid of the Wamai, meaning that there is only a Jaeger and, well, not a Rooney because she can't be played in this league, I'm assuming, but certainly there is only a Jaeger to be used against any throwable projectiles, meaning the grenades, if you can certainly link up with your team and time the flashbangs or any other utility wasting devices, you can use them to get nades deep into sight. And as I say that, of course, you see Ask Hyper hopping onto the sledge, hopefully bringing those nades along, which is what they want. But we'll have to see what happens. Oh, prediction has been stopped. I can't vote. I don't know. Oh, Maz, you can't vote if you're a mod. That's why. Yeah, it's a thing that Twitch does, so I'd have to unmod you so you can vote, and then you'd have to be remodded. But hey ho. Everyone on J9 is cracked. Well, I'm hoping that that is the case, Expose. It'll be nice to see a good game coming out between these two teams. Just spent 1k points on J9. There we go. Well, we see J9 deciding here, starting on the defensive to go into the top floor site, into the cocktail and bar site. Bring along not necessarily any unexpected operators, of course, Killy being on the Jaeger. I believe, unless I'm remembering very incorrectly, that we saw Killy being a pickup for one of the Rebel... No, it was Accra Academy, I believe, for the Resistance Siege League that I casted with Conch a few days ago. I think we saw Killy hop on there as a pickup for them. If I remember rightly, we called it the win that we saw coming out of Accra Academy. We called it Killy and Co. because Killy just carried them so hard. Hopefully, of course, if he has a similar good performance today, then there you go. Things will work out very well for them. Reinforcements still needing to be done here. Actually, no. With that Shield of Goya being played, they're deciding to open up head holes here to be looking into everything. Hopefully these issues that I'm seeing on my end, with of course a few red plugs of death, aren't affecting everybody else. I hope that isn't the case. If they are, we may have to go for a bit of a rehost, or I might have to check to see if there's anything that I can do to improve that. But at the moment, I'm not sure that there is. Anyway, we see the members of Nameless quickly getting onto this roof and getting those hatches open in a very short period of time. Such a short period of time, I completely missed it. All starting to go on the top floor here, but we see Sledge and Zofia on this west side rappel, trying to put some pressure onto the player that is likely going to be playing in the bitch spots or pixel spots. Although, of course, it looks like it's been slightly moved with these head holes into the bathroom / the washroom, with Askilly playing behind this Goyo shield with a couple of ADSs in front to help protect him from those projectiles. We also see the smoke, I believe, no, the mute of Pit being played in this box room here, waiting for that drop, playing close to the shotgun, but a beautiful nade being cooked and thrown from the, I believe, window or hatch. I'm not quite sure where that came from. By the looks of that, that actually came from below from Ask Hyper. A very, very good shot there. Or shot, he threw a nade. A very good grenade from him, managing to take Pit out of the game nice and early on, as we now see the ace starting to open up this red wall, giving his team a easy rotate from the top of red stairs into Cigar Lounge. Here we now he's jumping in and starting to try and take that control from the Jaeger of Killy, who is now playing over in this pixel spot. Can Nameless, of course, keep this man advantage as they start pushing further into sight. With quite a lot of damage being done by Killy here. He's certainly in a very strong position playing behind that shield with the ADS. And here we see Dillix getting completely dropped to the floor while Torsify gets a headshot onto, I believe, who was it? I missed the name. Snaky? I'm going to call him Snaky. He will be Snaky from now on. Of course, that's Killy doing work here, just holding back so many members of the Nameless team here. Just keeping them in one position. Instantly trading back the kill from Smacks onto Ruet by getting another headshot. And Tulsify gets a second kill. And Killy pushes forward and claims a final kill for J9, putting their first round on the board. Killy, of course, playing an incredibly strong position there. And with Ash taken off the board, of course, there's very little that can be used to actually start trying to take out some of those shields and ADSs that are being played by him in those offensive positions. They play for my all, calm down. Yes, I know that, but goodness me. I know everything might be running a little bit choppy, so I apologise for that if that is the case, but hopefully everything is looking good on your end. Cheers for the confirmation. Timpax, however you want me to pronounce it. It is indeed Snaky. I will continue doing that from now on. I'm guessing Snaky with an A was taken, so instead he's Snaky with a C. Tusify and Killy on top. Yep, exactly where they should be. Certainly from the performance that I've seen Killy put out before, when he was a pickup for, who was it again? I think it was Aqua Academy. Certainly saw him absolutely pop off in that game and perform very, very well indeed. Do let me know if there are any issues going on, by the way, in the stream. If you guys, other than just, of course, the ones that you're seeing from my game lagging slightly, if there are any issues, like you can only watch this in 240p or something, then do let me know and I'll see if I can do anything about it. Hopefully, though, we won't have too many issues as we move on. J9 deciding to go now onto this kitchen site. I always like to call this the bottom floor of the basement for some reason, despite the fact that we're not in a basement.
5 seconds left before insertion.
So anyway, they're doing a pretty standard setup here. They have the castle on Ruita, who's been upstairs by the looks of it, opening up some holes with that secondary shotgun. And now going back to site to castle off some of those critical doors, like the double one here on the way to bar, and also the single window into coat check, I believe will be his other place of castling. Yes, indeed it is. But we see all the members of Nameless so far going all the way to this top floor, opening up those hatches nice and quick with the sledge, and deciding to do a complete top floor down take. However, so far from the side of J9, I don't really see any roam presence really coming out. They're all sticking close to sight. Of course, you've got Killy. No, not Killy, sorry. Pitt's playing behind the counts here, currently checking cams to see exactly where the team are pushing from. Got the castle covering him from prep room. You've got the Maestro playing in the kitchen service with the Cade. And finally, you have, I believe it's... Who is that? Oh, it's the Melusi playing on the middle of red stairs. As we can see, though, having some issues with ping and stuff. Like I say, I do apologise if that is my end. Hopefully I'll be able to get it rectified. But here we especially see the Maverick. Oh dear, Smaxy. That was not a good lag out, unfortunately. And Killy managing to pick up a kill nice and early there. Looks like it was through a vertical angle, losing most of his health in the engagement, but still managing to win that one in the end, putting his team in a 5-3 advantage. Of course, unfortunate lag out on the side of Nameless means that they are a player down for now. Hopefully they join back soon, but if they don't, then I will make sure to have a quick pause so they can join back in nice and quick. As long as I'm allowed to do that. Do tell me, Expose, if I'm not allowed to do that. So I assume I am. It ain't your internet. Yeah, I do think the servers are being a little bit bad today, but we'll of course just have to hopefully see how this goes on. Tulsify on the Maestro, deciding to move back into the freezer side, while... And goodness me, where on earth was that shot from? Evidently through the floor, it seems. Tulsify getting a kill very quickly, followed up by one by Ruita, and now we see Dilks left in a 1v4 situation. Currently over on the bar side as Maestro swings that little peek hole that they've made. But a headshot coming out now from Dilks, getting a double kill. If he clutches up on this one, he will secure himself the ace and the win for his team, as he's currently on 2 kills with only 3 members of J9 left on the board. If he collects every single one of them, he will indeed get an ace. And like I say, most importantly, get a round win for his team. Nice little pre-fire coming out there, not quite been able to fully claim the life of Pitt, but certainly putting him on very low health indeed. Using his ace charge as a little bit of distraction here as he decides to change the position he's pushing from, with the Melusi repositions close up onto the barricaded wall.
15.
Bit of a pre-fire coming out, and he manages to land a kill onto Pitt. Pulling him down, that's a triple kill now for him, but he's left on the tiniest sliver of health. 8 seconds left on the clock. Can he get inside? Can he get these 2 kills that he needs? The castle swings. Dilks looks away. And that's all she wrote for Nameless this day. There we go. Unfortunately not able to ace and clutch it out right there at the very end, but did a very good job for putting so many bodies on the floor when he was left in a 1v4 situation. We're now going to round number 3 as we see Smacks has joined back, or Smakes, however you put it. Smay, not Smay. I don't know how to say it. When people put extra bits in it and everything, I don't know what really to say, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm pausing. 1 second, everybody. You can pause in between for 2 minutes at most, but they can ask for an entire rehost if needed. Cool. A pause was asked on the side of Dilks, so I'm just going to quickly pause it and see exactly what the teams want. Do you want a rehost or just a pause? I would do a quick speed test, but I'm worried that everything would then absolutely mess things down. Yes, the real Yev. I will have a quick look at the scoreboard for you since you asked so nicely. There we go. So currently Dilks, of course, with that almost his attempt at getting a 1v5 clutch ended him with 3 kills. Ask Hyper and Smay managing to get 1 kill apiece so far on their team. MQ Kizzy, unfortunately not getting a kill on the board yet, and the same for Snacky. Askilly, though, going up big so far in his team, 4 kills to his name, while Rewita and Tulsify also getting kills on their side. Mikesh and Pitts currently have no kills. There we go. We can now unpause, so I'm going to do just that as we proceed with the game. Smay, Mac, Dills, Snaky, Hyper, Killy, Makesh, Tuls or Tulsify, Witter, Pitts, and Easy. Okay. I'll try and remember all of those. But it's easier said than done. Like I say, with all the letters everywhere, I will sometimes forget these things. Currently, though, as we head into round number 3, due to J9 getting 2 of the rounds so far, they have now moved to the reading and dining site, choosing this one over the mining and dining, which is always my favourite site to say. Just runs off the tongue, you know. Have a good one, Maz. Speak to you on the flip side.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Enjoy your workout. A strong top floor hold here coming out on the side of J9. Once again using that Goyo for all the shields that he brings, while also having another one in pocket of Rewita, who will be playing the smoke on this one. Castle also being used once again to help close off doors where they need them on certain sites. And also that secondary shotgun being used right now to currently open up all the floor in that dining room, making it almost impossible for the side of Nameless to get in there and get the plant down, certainly without a shield operator like Monty, being able to get in there and hold it down for them. A good hold here coming out from them so far. Of course, we'll see exactly how well this works out as we move on. As already Nameless have got control, but they don't, as Killy gets a beautiful little headshot there from bottom pillars onto the electrical hatch drop. The C4 has now been pre-placed below the electrical hatch drop as well, as we see two of the 4 remaining players have now dropped into top of red stairs and around the cigar shop. Askilly getting another headshot though, as Ask Hyper pushes in to that cigar lounge, getting his head completely torn off there. Smake's going rather aggressive here though, trying to push up, trying to find some entry into this site here, using a nade to try and get rid of that castle barricade, but an ADS unfortunately eats it up. So has to use his second one, but that is also eaten up. Now that castle is still completely closed forevermore. Dilk's messing up a smoke there as he bounces off the frame, as Tulsify gets the head of MQ Kizzy. Shots coming out onto the players down in the bottom of pillar. Dilk's managing to get another one. Sees Tulsify lying on the floor, but a well-placed C4 collects the 2 remaining players, as one down on their arse, one not. As I believe everybody is now leaving, as they're probably going to want to call a rehost. Hopefully we can get the rehost sorted nice and quick, so we can go into this one. Going for a rehost now, ladies and gentlemen, so do bear with while we get this all set up back again. Hopefully, though, we'll just have to see how this one plays out as we move on. Not many of you have voted on today's predictions so far. Most points going towards J9. Of course, if J9 do continue as they have been doing, then there will be a win on the board for them, and you will all basically get your points back because there's not many been shared between you. But if Nameless come back in the second half, then the one person who put their 10 little bits into that win, they will get, for every bit they put in, they will get 289.8 bits back. Oh, why has it just joined me back? Oh, abandon match, there we go, that's what I should have pressed. Apologies everyone, this server is awful. It's the EU West, which I believe is the... No idea why it's so bad today. Wow. Some interesting conversations coming out from you guys in chat. Like I say, apologies that we have this minor delay, but I will get us back into a new custom game as quickly as I can. Hopefully get an invite down to all of these players nice and quickly. Come on, Siege. Let's not have you being... I don't want EU Central. Alex Bose, if you're in the chat, what is the best server that you want putting on? You can see the three that we have available. Which one do you want me on since you're the admin? It's defaulting to EU Central, so I don't know whether that's just my connection to EU West today is being absolute shit or something. Tempson J9 is saying EU Central. What do you say, Expose? Quickly drop me a message if you're there. Once I know, I'll get us back into this game nice and quick. I don't know, to be fair. Okay, I'll go I'll go EU Central, and we'll just see if it's any better. I'll EU Central. God, I can't English today, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise for that. There you go. Well, I will get us back into this one nice and quick. I've just got to sort out how the rounds played themselves out. But while I'm doing that, I will get to the players in as quickly as possible. So apologies for the slight delays here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. Match options. We want the cafe, and we want... What were the band operators? Oh my goodness, I can't remember. What were op bands? I know it was Thatcher, Ash, Wamai, and Mirror? Question mark? I think that's right. I think my brain has helped me out today. I think it's actually told me the right answers, but you never know with these things. Wamai and Mirror. I just need to get, of course, the team to confirm that. Blue team starting as attacker, and overtime we want orange team. Add round history. I need 3 rounds. There we go. Orange win on top floor. Orange win on kitchen service. Oh. Orange win top floor. Orange win bottom floor. And it was fireplace, hall, reading room. There we go. Just waiting, of course, for everybody to get back into this lobby. As soon as we have done that, and I've had the words. Goodness me, can't English today. But once I've had the confirmation that I've got the op bands correct, and that I've sorted out all the rounds correctly and everything, Expose, you're watching from the stream, so hopefully you'll be able to tell me if I've actually messed any of this up. But hopefully not. I know it's 3-0 to J9. Hopefully, of course, they stay on the correct sides, and we're just waiting for the last two players to connect in, and then we can get underway. I believe, like I say, I have the operator bans done correctly. If someone could just confirm that in the Discord chat, that would be greatly appreciated, and of course, also that I've got the rounds correct. I know J9 have won all three. I think I've put the right, map sites sorted in the round history. But I'll double check that in a minute just before we go in once everyone's back in and ready to go. Apologies for those watching though, that we have had this slight delay. For whatever reason today the servers have just been a little bit shit, to put it bluntly. Seems everybody was lagging, I was lagging, and this is with perfect. And this is with me trying to just get everything. Well, I'll start that sentence again. This is with me and a very good Virgin fibre optic internet that normally doesn't have any issues. Even when many other people in the house are using it, I've never had issues like this. So obviously the servers today are just being a little bit crappy. Well, yes, when on UB servers shit, it is a good point there. So unfortunately we do have to deal with the Ubisoft servers, and we can't play at LAN at the moment even, and I don't think because this is sort of still a serious league, of course, but not necessarily the most serious of leagues, not like anywhere like Challenger or Pro League. We don't have LAN events and stuff like that. But of course, we do our best with what we have, and so far that is indeed what I've been trying, and hopefully everything will improve as we now have rehosted. I just want to double check that everybody is ready to go. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ready, everyone? If we are, then we will be going in and we'll be seeing round 4 with J9 having got 3 rounds on the board so far. Ready? Looks like ready from both teams just about. Just want to get the full confirmation from J9 before we go. I'm assuming that they are. Yep, everybody's ready. Let's dive into this one, and hopefully everything has improved somewhat. Perfect. Cheers, Expose. Like I say, everything should now be set up correctly, so all the bans are in place, and we're currently on round 4. There we go. I've done it. I've nailed it. Hallelujah. There you go. I did get the bans the wrong way round, so it looks like different teams banned it. Of course, Thatcher actually being the first ban and Ash being the second. But hopefully everything has improved somewhat. Let's see what my ping says it is. North Europe, 32. Okay. Everybody's ping's looking slightly more stable, but of course we will only know when we get fully into this one whether we are having a good day or a bad day. Unfortunately, of course, we did not see the scoreboard at the end previously, but as I think Killy was on about 7 kills, something like that, I can't quite remember, but unfortunately, of course, with the rehost, the scoreboard is reset, so we'll just have to see exactly what happens as we progress with this one. He's been champ more times than you've had birthdays. So he's been champ more than 23 times, has he, Fred? Because I'm 23, I'm old. Leave me alone. I don't even think there's been that many seasons in Siege. But if he's been champ for 23 seasons, hats off to him, mate. Anyway, now we see J9 after 3 rounds, of course, having that top floor site being open to them once again. So they have gone back to this top floor site, doing probably a very similar hold, of course, having the Goyo on the side of Ruita. Back out again. Bring the castle on the side of Mikesh. Tulsify on the Valkyrie. I believe we didn't see a Valkyrie previously. Correct me if I am wrong, though. But either way, so it certainly seems so far to be a slightly stabler server. I'm not seeing the red plug appearing every 5 minutes, which is always nice for these players. Hopefully this will mean everything will be a little bit more competitive between these teams, and Nameless might get a point on the board. Impact being brought out there by the Malusi to blow up that first desk there, a usual default plant spot. So with that not now presenting any form of cover, with it being destroyed, often players will then default to planting in this position at the end of the long bar, where they can then be shot from the white door, pixel door here, through the soft wall, or just be C4'd from the small box. And Shaiko spots, which we see Malusi playing right here. Let's see as she sets it up. Are you going to look at it for us? There we go. Hasn't quite got it sorted out just yet, but currently putting the bullet holes through that they need to play in Shaiko's spots, as it is well known by now. Once again, we see the majority of Nameless all going for the roof to begin with, but two of the players being on that rappel, and Dilix managing to get an early pick, but instantly traded back by Ruita, getting a headshot onto Smay. I wanted to say Smacks, but no. As Kuiper also playing on the rappel here, the white window rappel, cooks a nade, drops it in, but it gets eaten by an ADS, but still the threat pushes Askili off of the window, which allows Snacky to get the shots from this rappel, looking all the way over to Pixel, collects him up and puts Nameless in a 4v3. Certainly seems that this small little rehost, this little pause in proceedings, has put Nameless in the driving seat so far. They certainly seem a lot more controlled with their push. They know what to expect from this top floor site. They seem to be countering J9 so far, but Ruita getting another beautiful headshot there, this time onto Snacky as he pushes in from the whiskey bar position. The ace though of Dilks has actually progressed in and is now sat behind the piano in Cigar Lounge. Just playing time at the moment, waiting to see what's going to happen, throwing a drone out and trying to see where exactly people are shooting him from, but this position has been given away on the side of J9 and they're starting to shoot. He's now found the Vault Cam, taking it out though, so he should be slightly safer. The free fires could still come out from certain walls and certain angles, meaning his head could be taken off just as easily as the rest of his two team members that have died so far. About 50 seconds left on the clock now here, as Nameless now have to decide exactly how they're going to execute onto this side. Ruita landing another headshot. That's a triple kill so far, managing to land the head onto Hyper. Very quickly though, back-to-back headshot and a kill from Pitts, and Ruita managed to completely secure this up though for J9, putting them round number 4 on the board. A shameless teabag there coming out there from Ruita though. Well deserved though, as I believe he collected 3 of the 4 kills with perfect shots to the head, 2 of which one repel outside of the windows. Some very good gun handling coming out there on the side of J9, of course. Maybe not necessarily looking like they had the biggest advantage moving forward, but managed to just keep that hold firm. That hold firm? Yeah, that works. That does work. I haven't fucked it up this time. Keeping their hold nice and strong on that top floor site, managing to completely stop Nameless from pushing in and getting the control that the NSO needed, and right at the end they're just managing to execute and get those final kills that they needed to secure themselves the round. Still have plenty of time on the clock, but Nameless just put themselves into positions where J9 were just able to exploit them, take their heads off, and eventually of course come out and win. As we go into round number 5 now, we see J9, of course, so far completely dominating Nameless with 4 rounds to their name out of the 4 currently played. And once again, we see them going back down to the basement site that I always like to call it. But it is instead kitchen, dining and kitchen service, I believe. Once again, seeing a very similar hold coming out from them, so Nameless should be expecting this time. Maybe have something to answer it a little bit more, like they showed on the previous round. However, as we've seen from J9, they are a group of gunners, and their shots are deadly. If you get in the wrong place, then you can very easily have your head taken clean off, and your body put on the floor. And that's exactly what Nameless don't want, but we'll just have to wait and see exactly what happens here. Ruita being nice and patient there, letting Killy get through the coat check window to go on a bit of an upstairs roam by the looks of it, before he actually barricades it off. Killy going all the way to the top floor now. What exactly is he doing here? Decides not to shoot out the speaker, as maybe it would give away his position. Decides to knife it instead. Maybe playing a bit on the top floor roam here to try and counter the push that Nameless did previously. Now breaks the window, looks for a head, and he sees the head of MQ. Kizzy? I'll call him Kizzy. I don't know these people's names. Either way, he completely takes the ace off the board. That was one of the players that they so desperately needed in all of this. Throws a C4 out, but it doesn't manage to connect with any. And still playing above on this angle. Dilkso pushes in, manages to get downed, and finished off by that well-placed Maestro cam. Good communication coming out there, meaning Tusfire was able to hop to that cam nice and quick and secure that downed player and that kill for J9, leaving them with the man advantage. While we still have 1 minute 50 left on the clock here. Nameless, of course, deciding not to go for the same top floor clear push that they did previously. If they had done, maybe they would be a little bit safer than they ended up being, with of course losing that ace very early on to the peak from Killy from the top floor. Hey Wardy, I see you there. Of course I notice you. How you doing, man? As Kuiper sat here against that hard wall, taking a bit of damage as Killy starts pushing forward into prep. Not quite landing all the shots, doing a little bit of damage onto Hyper, but also having quite a bit of damage put back onto him and deciding, you know what, I'm going to fall back into sight a little bit. I'm just going to put my feet up. I've done my work. I got that opening kill onto one of the most important players on Nameless's team, getting the ace off the board nice and early. So it certainly puts his team in a very strong position. Tulsify, of course, swinging that prep room door, putting out a little bit of a pre-fire, trying to collect the head of anybody foolish enough to push in, but they didn't. So there's 3 remaining members of Nameless are just stuck here now, currently playing at the far side of Bakery and Small Bake. Just trying to play around where they can with the intel that they have, deciding exactly how they're going to be pushing this on. With 40 seconds left on the clock, they need to start making a bit of a decision on what they're going to do. They decide for a full prep push, stacking up on each other, going for the refrags as they begin pushing in. The Melusi device triggering though, advising where they're pushing from. As Kuiper manages to get to kill onto the head of Killian, it's now a 3v2 situation. The Maestro in a very dangerous position there though. They quite know where he is, but Ruita swings around and manages to get a kill. Now Maestro off his cam, picks up another one, a double kill. But Snacky gets another one back. Snacky now pushing in on very low health indeed, being shot by the Maestro, but the Maestro cam was enough to finish him off as Tulsify stays there nice and safely on his cam. Just hidden behind that cooking table, I don't know what to call it there. Finishing off the incredibly low health Zofia as she tries to rush into sight to take his head off. They indeed did have a sledge, but didn't bother with vertical. Good, nicely pointed out there, Weasty. Do you want me calling you Weasty, Wardy, Jacob? What would you rather me referring to you as when I'm streaming? Do you want people to know your real name? I won't tell them your full name, of course. I'm not like that, but I'll tell them everything else. Pit, of course, seeming like the Bandit is not the play here, as they go back as we see J9 going back to the reading room fireplace hall site. Instead swapping out onto the castle that he's been playing for a while so far. I don't mind. Well, good to know. I will call you anything I want. Which you might not like. But hey ho! So far, of course, quite the domination coming out here on the side of J9. Will they go flawless as we see round number 6 being played out here in front of us? Will they go into the second half on their attack 6-0 and on that crucial match point, securing himself a guaranteed point out of this best of 2, at least I think so. I don't quite know how the points work for this league and exactly how it is scored in the best of 2, but this is a best of 2 game today, so we will be going to another game after this one. I believe it will be Oregon. We'll have a short break after we have finished with this game, where I will run a couple of ads just to help the channel out while I go get myself a drink and have a little break. But then we'll be back into the action nice and quick into the second game, which will be on Oregon. Once again though, very similar setup and hold coming out here on the side of J9. Of course it worked for them previously, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So they're holding the fireplace and reading side here. How will Nameless decide to attack this one? It seems that so far that, yes, they've seen how J9 have held it for the first time round, and they're holding all these sites exactly the same way, but they're not necessarily getting the entries that they need. They're not exactly getting the information that they need. But here we are, just as I say that, Dilks pushes in, I don't quite know where from, stood on top of the ventilation unit, shooting down the long white corridor, collects Ruita playing on the smoke there. As Kuiper also then collecting the head of Killy as he pushes in on the top floor. Killy holding the same angle that he had done previously, of course being punished for it. Maybe you should have held something slightly different, Killy, as you have your head completely taken off of your shoulders there. And now the rest of his team is left in a 5v3 situation. One player still left upstairs, that is Tulsify, currently playing on the Goyo. Exactly how he's going to hold up here as the sledge starts pushing down white, I don't quite know. He sees the head of Tulsify but loses that gunfight, as Kuiper being able to do more damage onto him, and now they begin opening up the floor, starting to play the vertical, getting a bit more control. Somebody should probably take care of that. Dilks, my goodness, just drops down below and collects the head of Pitt, who was playing around the pillars area or had gone up for a flank, I'm not quite sure. And now Makesh is left in a 1v4 situation. He has pushed upstairs though, I believe. Yes, indeed, and is playing around the electrical about bit. But MQ Kizzy is now downstairs getting the plant off, and this situation does not look very favourable for this Legion. Shots coming out there, manages to get the kill onto the Nomad that swings him, but Dilks from below swings the bottom of pillars and shoots up towards the electrical hatch, the new Valkyria, collecting the kill onto the Legion. A few missed shots there, possibly due to the crouch spam, but in the end, of course, manages to collect the kill, which is exactly what he needed to finish the round for his team with a win. So now as the roles swap, we see Nameless with 1 point on the board, but 5 still going to the side of J9, who so far, that was the first time we've seen them maybe falter a little bit, the first time we've seen them fall apart. But not necessarily fall apart. They still performed well, but the odds were not in their favour that round. After a few early picks, much better play from Nameless meant that they were getting them nice and early, put them in that advantage early on, and they just carried it through right until the very end. Now we see them going onto the defensive side though now, and Nameless are playing and starting on the top floor, bar and cocktail lounge, as we see for their first defensive round. How will they set it up? Will it be the same as we saw from J9, or will it be slightly different? Thank you very much, Kashiv. Once again, why do people have such weird names? Like, how do I pronounce that? Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. How you doing, man? Cheers for tuning in and dropping a follow. Greatly appreciate it. We're now at 70 followers, ladies and gentlemen. It was only 2 streams ago, 2 days ago, it basically feels like, that I was asking, can I get one more follower to make affiliate? And here we are now with 70. My goodness, thank you all so much for your support so far. I greatly appreciate it. You lot are all helping me out, and of course you guys watching this and tuning in, dropping those follows, just inspires me to do this even more. So thank you very much for tuning in. If of course you haven't dropped a follow already and you do like what you see, I cast both for this league and also the RSL. I'm going to be starting casting for Galactic League and also just the Rainbow Six Siege Open Cup, or whatever you want to call it. There's several leagues that I cast for. I also do stuff with Conch Casts over on his channel, so do go give him a follow as well if you haven't already. But as I say that, and I'm trying to do shameless plugging, Toastify from that south window gets an easy pick onto Ask Hype, who was playing the aggressive Jaeger there it was over by the whiskey counter at the top of red here. Gets his head completely clean taken off. Was maybe not expecting the barricade to be broken behind him here. Reinforcements still going down at this late point from Smay? Yeah, Smay. That name just confuses me. Yeah, Smay, of course. Still putting reinforcements, so it's maybe not the best thing to be seeing, of course, a team still putting those reinforcements up when the timer has already started and the attackers are in the building, and you've already lost one of your first players. It's not exactly a safe place to be, because while you're putting that reinforcement up, someone could easily just hear that sound cue, rush around the corner and shoot you in the back of the head. Fortunately though, he was safe enough in sight, being of course the wall he was reinforcing being the one in bathroom here, meaning that he could safely get that reinforcement down and begin the push. 3 members of J9 deciding to go and completely clear out this middle floor though, one of them in particular being IQ though, as shots coming up through the floor. Not sure if that is onto somebody on their camera. It is, but of course we see Dills playing on his cam as Maestro being on top of the counter there. Killy trying to collect that easy kill, but not quite managing so far. All the shields, I believe, now being taken off the board as good drone work on the side of J9. Points them out to their friendly Zofia below, who has now Zofia'd them. And I believe there are no shields left. So they're Ask Killy though, swinging around the corner as this IQ manages to shoot that castle in the face and completely take him off the board. Smoke canister being deployed on that door though, meaning that that push is shut down for a moment. Ruita managing to land a beautiful shot onto the member of Nameless playing at the top of White Stairs. It's now a 2v4 situation as MQ manages to pull it back in their favour, but Toastify collects the head of Dills, and now the odds are very much not in the favour of Nameless. A little swing from the freezer, but now he's stuck in here. The call has gone out to the rest of the members of J9, and it's all a matter of time before they just pincer in onto him. And as all of them swing it, in the end it is Makesh that manages to get the final kill, securing round 7, which is 6 points on the board for J9. Currently now sat at match point to J9. One more round on the board and they will walk away with the first map win of this best of 2. slightly a sloppier offence that we saw coming out from Nameless there so far. It seemed that they were starting to get the hang of J9 on defence, but as soon as that happened, the team role swapped, and now they're on the defensive and J9 are attacking. And unfortunately, because they haven't seen exactly how J9 attack so far, they're maybe not prepared for it. They don't know exactly what setups they need to do, how to counter any setups that how they're going to be pushing onto the site. So unfortunately, they weren't able to of course, push any advantage to begin with, but now they're going down to kitchen service entrance, kitchen cooking to swap things up a little bit, and hopefully this is the difference maker that they need to maybe get one more round on the board at least. Of course, with J9 being in that match point position, we will have to wait and see if Nameless can win those 5 rounds required on the chop to put this into overtime. It can happen. But so far from what we see coming out from both of these teams, I certainly think even if Nameless are able to get maybe 2, 3, 4 rounds on the trot, I think J9 would then be able to very much knuckle down and bring the win for them. However, now that I've said that, these things may not come true, they may not come to pass, so we'll just have to wait and see exactly how things play out. A quick look at the scoreboard shows that there's a Dilks Hyper on the side of Nameless have been showing up big for the team, but unfortunately just not getting as many kills as they maybe need to. Smay, Snacky and MQ unfortunately not getting as many kills as they would maybe like for the team. Tulsify, Ruita, Makesh and Askili all getting nice kills apiece. Pitbean's slightly stuck at the bottom there with 1 kill, but Tulsify and Ruita certainly doing the part for their team so far, and hopefully as they continue on. Member of Nameless though playing around on this middle floor, it is the Vigil of Smay. He's currently been jackal trapped though, so that Vigil scanner is completely useless. He has no idea exactly where the push is from, so he's just running around trying to keep them guessing exactly where he's going to appear next, because of course once that ping has happened, don't exactly know where they're going to be. Askaiper was playing on the top floor though, he's now dropped down the hatch, but Makesh playing on this white window manages to catch out Snacky, who was trying to rotate around on this side. Makesh now deciding to give up on it and push terrace, but Askaiper on that rotate now has dropped back into mining and manages to pick up the head of Pit, who of course has not been playing as well as the rest of his team so far. Being put on the floor means he's definitely going to be playing as well. And as I said, Askaiper manages to pick up Tulsify, gets himself a double kill and certainly puts the numbers game very much back in favour of Nameless. Certainly looking slightly better this time on their side, as there's only 3 remaining members of J9. Killy though, currently being left in this little laundry room here, prone on the floor, just waiting for somebody to come out into this 90 corridor and peek him. 3 players of Nameless being here on the 2nd floor position. Do they know that Killy is actually in here? Ruita and Makesh though, deciding to push out below, and as I said, that Ruita picks up Hyper, but Dillies picks up Ruita in return. A nice little trade coming off there, so Nameless still have the advantage in this one. Makesh is now pushing down from the VIP side, going to bottom of the main stairs, and Smakes manages to pick off Killy, so now we're in a 1v3 situation with 1 minute left on the clock. Makesh still has the time to play around with this one, see exactly how he's going to push this, but being in the 1v3 situation, he needs to take these gunfights one by one and just see exactly what he can do. Maybe pick up a kill here, get into nice 1v1s and come out winning them, and there we go, there's the first 1v1. He managed to pick up the kill onto MQ. He's now left in a 1v2 situation, but both of the 2 remaining members are still on full or half health. There's still a chance that he could win this one though. With 40 seconds left on the clock, he just needs to push in. Opens up the soft wall that is there on red. Shots coming out though from Dilks, who was playing there. A little bit surprised that the wall was open. Where exactly is Smay playing? He's now pushed down into behind the bar. Does he hear Makesh pushing from here? The pre-fire coming out doesn't quite land the head on Vigil, and Vigil pre-fires back, collecting the head of Makesh. And Smay secures the round for Nameless. A very good defense there coming out on the side of Nameless, exactly when they needed it. Hopefully they get the momentum they need to see us into overtime, but as I said, that would require 5 wins on the trot, and that is but 1 of the 5 that they need, as J9 still sit comfortably on match point, currently being at 6-2. Hopefully everything is going well so far for these guys, and hopefully everything is also working slightly better with regards to the server. It certainly seems that way, and of course Nameless are probably quite happy about that, because they have been able to get 2 rounds on the board where previously it looked like they were just not able to answer to J9 at all. Dilts there, swapping from the Capcan to the Castle. and we see Pit swapping from the Thermite to the IQ. This time Pit on the IQ rather than Killy. Killy this time swapping onto the Zofia. After the pounding that Nameless received on the top floor, they've now decided, you know what, we're going to go into the reading dining site instead as our second choice. And we'll see exactly how they want to set up this one and hold this site together. Dill swapping onto the castle, of course, trying not to give away the fact that they are going up here. Excuse me, onto this top floor site for the top floor hold. As castle being bought often signifies either the reading site and a top floor hold coming out, or a basement / a kitchen service entrance, whatever you want to call it. And of course, since we've already seen them win on that site, it would have notified to J9 that they would be attacking onto reading. But maybe J9 were expecting to be coming to attack just the top floor, but now they have to attack the top floor to clear out the 3 or 2 members that are playing upstairs, Nameless, to then push into the second floor to start opening this up. Is anybody doing a bit of a spawn peek? Ask Hyper is upstairs on the roam. Dills is downstairs, still opening up some of those rotates. Smay is also upstairs trying to help out Hyper as much as he can. Snacky also on the top floor, so we see 3 members of Nameless playing on that top floor, while MQ and the Castle of Dills playing in the middle. But on Killy landing a beautiful shot as he just wanders up that wall on the rappel. A little spray through the wall, and he manages to collect the head of Dills, who was playing on the white stairs here. Trying to hold that head angle through onto the dining window, but gets punished for it in the process. This, of course, putting J9 very much in front. Pit, of course, like I say, swapping onto the IQ instead of Killy being on it. Just trying to spot out any utility that might be being placed around this side on the side of Nameless. Seeing if he can spot that Vigil, which they may or may not know is on the board. Of course, his Vigil has his scanner activated. He can be seen by the IQ scanner, and then very easily shot through a wall. Or just shot, full stop. We now see members of J9 dropping the red hatch, taking this control that they need, quickly pushing it onto the red stairs, putting a claymore down, and also taking control of Cigar Shop, and then slowly starting to push up further towards the hold on Cocktail Bout. Nameless deciding, you know what, we don't really fancy holding this too much, so they've already bugged out, or mostly bugged out, deciding to hold from the top of white stairs, rather than holding close in Cocktail. Drones coming out there will spot them nice and early. So this puts Snacky in a bit of a rough position now as he's holding the corner against Pit and Killy, who are now putting a bit of damage and pain onto Hyper, who's playing at the top of white stairs. Snacky, though, stuck in this position up near the planks. Although it looks like they don't believe he's still there, but Mikesh managing to land a headshot onto Smay as he rotates down the stairs. Snacky, though, of course, proving that the side of J9 didn't know he was up there as he collects 2 heads, the first one onto Pitts and the second one onto Killy. He now has the top floor almost to himself, but members of J9 deciding, you know what, we need to now get this guy out of here. He's caused us too many issues, and there we go. A well-timed Nomad jab means that Rewita can swing the corner and take him out. The final member of Nameless below, playing on the smoke, lands a headshot, but is instantly dropped from the hatch from Rewita. The good call coming out on the position means a nicely landed headshot on MQ. Secures the 7th round that J9 needed to make this first game go in their favour, 7-2. Well done to J9 winning this first map of this best of 2 series. Quick look at the scoreboard. Of course, both teams showing up quite well so far. Pitt, unfortunately, not able to get any more kills than he had done previously, but of course still Pitt proved relatively crucial to his team by spotting out a few of those gadgets through the floor and in the site. So, the second game that we'll be seeing coming out of these 2 teams. I'll just complete the prediction as well, everybody. So, for those of you that have put some bits on it, you will now get some bits back. There we go. Unfortunately, though, for Franco, who put 10 little bitties onto Nameless winning, is not going to win anything today. So, there we go. Who said 7-2? Me? I just know my team too well. Well, there you go, indeed. I'm just going to let both of these teams know that we're going to just have a quick little break to let me get some water and everything. And then we will be back with Oregon as the second map. I'm just going to run a quick ad break, so it just helps the channel out. So greatly appreciate if you guys stick around and watch that for me. But I'll be back soon enough afterwards to go into the second map. Well, everybody, thank you very much for... Well, I think everybody's done. Starting now. There we go. Hopefully everybody's ready to go. As we head into map number 2, which sees us going on Oregon. Thank you everybody for sticking around during that short break. Hopefully the ads were something that you liked. Although, of course, if they are tailored to yourself, then it depends what you've been looking at on the internet, depending on what they show. Of course, the team's swapping around this time as we see a Nameless beginning on the defence, and we see a J9 starting on the attack, basically in the same position that they finished the previous game on. Hello, Connor. Cheers for tuning in, dude. Good to see you today. Wow, okay. Well, I need to quickly get a prediction started and sorted out. I haven't done that already. Oh my goodness. How could I? Here we go. Game 2 score. Nameless win. J9 win. There you go. I'll give you, ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes to put your predictions in. The predictions should have just gone live now. So get using those channel bits to put your money on which team you think are going to win. Of course, people will have their opinions on these teams. Let's see if we can get some bits being put on both sides. So one team may come out on top, team may come out on the bottom, but whichever one you vote for, you do actually get a little bit of a return on whichever side you vote for. Of course, if everybody just votes for J9 and end up losing, you just lose all your money. So somebody needs to bet on the other side, even if it's only 10 bits like Franco did. Just put a tiny bit of money in there. Well, money in inverted commas, to see exactly what's going to happen. The bands coming out this time are the Thatcher, Monty, Goyo and Mirror. Thatcher, of course, being a relatively standard ban that we've seen so far in this game. Mirror also being banned out on the previous game. Basically, but neither of these teams wanting to really play against her. Yeah, it's 100% 0. Yeah, it's a little bit one-sided, isn't it? Hey-ho, we'll just have to wait and see whether that is proven wrong, because, of course, if Nameless do win this and no one has voted on the Nameless side, then all the bits will just disappear. Nobody wins. But if one person, like I say, even puts just 10 little bits onto Nameless winning, they put a little bit of money on that side, as it were, they basically get all of the 2.7 thousand bits that have currently been betted on the J9 win. They will receive them, and they will be a very happy fella or ma'am, depending on who they are. Anyway, starting here with Nameless going to the laundry room, supply room, bringing out the Clash as well. Looking like they're going to be playing around the Clash, maybe on a blue bunker hold. Certainly seen this play from several teams as having that Clash as basically a walking, talking drone that cannot be shot unless you go behind her. Can prove incredibly useful for getting the intel required to know where the enemy team is pushing from and exactly how to counter them.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yes, indeed, bad cops. Someone vote on Nameless so we get stuff when they lose. Indeed, indeed. Thank you, by the way, Jack H Plays Games, for the follow. Thank you very much, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. We'll have to see exactly how this second game between these two teams will play out, but so far J9 have been proving that they certainly have the measure of Nameless so far. But this second game, of course, is a brand new game. We'll have to see how this plays out and exactly how these teams work together. 3 members, or should I say 2 members of J9, that of Tulsify and Askilly, are pushing down towards this freezer stairs together, trying to get as much map coverage and clear as possible. But with most of the members of Nameless playing below, apart from the single member of Ask Kuiper on the Jaeger playing at the rear stage stairs, there isn't much roam to be clearing off. Of course, if a late roam could come out from these two teams later on, then it could prove crucial, as we see Tulsify on the Maverick opening up that freezer hatch. Certainly looks like the push may come on this side from J9. But we'll just have to wait and see exactly how this one plays out. The Clash, of course, being repositioned. as the call comes out that this is where J9 are likely going to be doing their push, so they get the Clash pushed up, starting to, of course, give them the intel that they need, saying, oh, there's a drone on the table. The Ash is pushing down the stairs, and that drone is quickly taken out of commission, and Askilly is left on only 20 hit points after that engagement. Did not pay off well for him indeed. Tulsify, though, seems to be doing something, as I hear shotgun shells ringing out. The bunker push has completely been given up at this point by J9, but that rotate has now been reinforced, so bunker has been completely given up on the side of Nameless. So if J9 recognise this, they could rotate and see what they could do here. Askilly, though, getting a little bit aggressive, landing lots of shots and lots of damage onto the Clash, but the call now comes out that he's pushed down into the laundry. And he's now being hounded by members of Nameless, but he manages to take Askhyper out, but being downed in the process means he gets collected as well. A well-placed shots managed to take out the Clash, though, and oh my goodness, what exactly just happened there? It seems that the side of J9 were just so angry there that Killy was taken out of the game so early on. They all just collapsed onto site and managed to completely pick apart the side of Nameless. Goodness me. That all happened so quickly I couldn't exactly say what was happening. Seems everybody shared a kill that round. Almost everybody. Once again, Pitt unfortunately being left out of this one, but still staying alive, so still sticking as a crucial part of that team. Of course, Killy starting with that opening frag, being on such low health, sort of throwing his life away, but then the rest of J9 just able to execute onto site so effectively. Obviously, the communication and calls coming from them being incredibly well played, meaning they could collect all the kills that they needed, and especially taking the most annoying op of them all off the board, which was indeed the Clash being played by MQ. MQ once again sticking to the Clash, though, as we see the side of Nameless going back down to the laundry room supply room. Whether it's the right decision, we are yet to see, but we'll wait and see on this one. Also, Elemental, what's your opinion of the time the best Nomad main in the league? To be honest, I can't. You were certainly popping heads yesterday. If you are the person I think you are. Are you Christy? And also, I think you can change your name in your Twitch settings. You should be able to. It's probably easier to do it through your desktop app, or certainly through like the web page itself, rather than if you're on your phone. If you're on your phone, I'm sure there is a way there to sort it out.
5 seconds left.
Looking like Nameless have left the main laundry stairs quite exposed here. Only a couple of barbed wire bundles being placed on the stairs to try and slow them down. Of course, if a push was to come out of J9, then maybe that'd be an effective rush, but instead this time they're completely, every single member deciding to push this bunker side here. Currently being droned in by Ruiter. Of course, the Thermite wanting to hang back and just play chill. Wants to use his drones to the best of their ability, which he's now done, and does want his head being taken out too early, especially when they need to get walls open across the board. Lots of pressure being applied though by the likes of J9. Lots of damage also being done as Tulsify is left on about 10 hit points. A nade coming out does about half health to MQ, who's playing on the Clash here, but now the bunker control has been completely given up as J9 have just brute forced their way in, and the only way that Nameless is just about hanging on to the pillars control is because they have the Clash of MQ playing here with the help of Hyper on the Jaeger, who is now about to swing the door. But no, he gets taken out by a prone member of J9 in the middle of all. I believe it was Makesh. Yes, indeed it was. That's not a good advantage, but Smay decides, you know what, you killed my friend. I don't like this, but Smay himself swings the corner and gets taken out as all the bodies of J9 start to filter through this electrical door. Gets a double kill, managed to pick up a kill onto the Vigil that was trying to flank down the rear stairs. Askilly gets another one, and now it's just a 4v1 against the Clash. Odds are certainly not in favour of the Clash, as Killy swings the corner and takes him out of the game. A very coordinated, very close-knit push there from J9, meaning they got the control nice and early that they needed. Pushed in and gradually just picked off the members of Nameless as they kept swinging things. Maybe didn't need to be quite as aggressive as they were. Maybe if they'd been slightly more passive, we may have seen the round go a completely different way, but now that they've got slapped silly twice, Nameless are deciding to go to the kids' dorms main hall site instead of the basement. Dustfire swapping from the sledge onto the IQ. Once again, J9 bringing that IQ as one of their main operators, both because her gun selection is, in my opinion, one of the best in the game. Her gadget's not always the most used. Some people say it's not actually that useful, but certainly from my own experience it can be quite useful, and certainly seeing the ways that it's been employed so far by J9, it has proven quite crucial previously, doing bits of damage onto members in sight, but also being able to spot out some of that utility and take it out the game from safety, i.e. the floor below. We see Dills here playing the Valkyrie, currently used one of his 3 cams already. Let's see exactly where he's going to be putting these other ones. One under the shelf here, maybe not quite the position that he wanted as it's sort of floating and might be easily spottable, but he's already put it, and the final one looks like it might be going out of the shower's window, checking for drones to make sure it doesn't get spotted while doing this, and there goes the cam outside. Let's see exactly where he stuck this, to the side of the bus, there we go. The window is prepped for a run out. Let's see exactly whether he's going to be utilising this. Certainly doesn't look like it as he heads back to site nice and quick. 3 members of J9 are deciding to push on this southeast side. Going to be pushing up and taking the closet by the looks of it, armory, and then pushing through from the master bedroom into the games to try and get the plant down. That's certainly the standard push that we will be seeing as Pitt comes into a bit of an engagement with Ask Hyper. But Dills sees that his friend is down and manages to get a kill onto Killy, who was trying to push through into the master bedroom. Ask Hyper, though, is left all on his own some on the side of Big Tower. Will a member of Nameless be able to get over there and help him up, or will they just let him bleed out? Being stuck over there on his own, it certainly looks like they're going to let him bleed out. Actually, no, we see Dills, of course, trying to rotate over to help a buddy out. And they certainly need that right now as MQ gets taken off the board by a well-made shot from, I believe it was Pitt. Might have actually been Tulsify. My apologies if I was incorrect. I'm having a couple of things pinging off on my computer at the same time, so trying to keep everything up and running is proving difficult. Pitt, though, now pushing in, proving that he is actually good with that gun, getting a couple of kills. As Tulsify gets another one from the double window, we are now in a 4v2 situation. Make that a 2v3 situation. As Smay swings that Z corridor and manages to collect Pitt, who was mid, trying to put a Nomad down, caught with his trousers down, you could say. It's now just Snacky and Smay left in a 2v3 situation. Both teams, of course, being on full health at this point, just having the members. Will Smay win this gunfight? Indeed he does! Mukesh managed to miss a lot of his shots, leaving Smay on about 10 health, but a nicely aimed shot from Tulsify on the double window collects the head. But Snacky trades this right back. Or Snacky getting the head of Tulsify as he pushes on the white stairs. He hears the Malusi device going off in sight that signals that Ruita has managed to push in. He has the diffuser. Both these players on full health. It now comes down to each of their individual skill and the intel that both of these teams is able to provide them. And the information is provided better on the side of Nameless as Snacky managed to land that headshot on Ruita as he swings back across the kids' dorm's door. A very nice shot coming out there. Managing to collect the head of the ace as he tries to go for the game side to maybe try and force the plant. Literally, as you say that, we've got a prediction of J9 going 7-0, and literally as that comes out in the chat is the moment that Nameless managed to secure the round. Unfortunately, Ruita on the ace not being quite able to clutch it out there. A very equal situation for both teams. Neither of the remaining bodies on the map being at a health disadvantage to the other. So it's a very fair fight, and in the end we saw, I believe it was Snacky coming out on top there using the Bandit's MP7 to its fullest effect, scoring headshot after headshot. Of course, after their previous performance on the first 2 rounds in the basement site, Nameless are deciding to completely ignore this one and instead are going for the dining and meeting site. There's always a bit of controversy on the sort of third/off site that teams will pick when they play on Oregon. Some will swear blind that the dining and kitchen site, i.e. these two here, is the better third option. But others, as we can currently see from Nameless, swearing also blind that the meeting and kitchen is the preferred site for them. Bringing the castle once again to try and get a bit of that map control by using those barricades to control some of the entrances, wasting a bit of utility on the side of the attackers to try and get through it. And without a sledge being brought on the board, it is expendable, well, unexpendable utility, i.e. an ash charge that could not be used somewhere else later on. A Maverick Torch could use some of that fuel, or an Ace Charge, or a Zofia Charge. But Toolsify, where did you get that shots, buddy? Seems Ask Kuiper was playing super aggressive again in the big tower. No, it wasn't. It was down here in this corridor. Either the drone spotted him out, or he was trying to do a little bit of a peek. Either way, the shots come out through the window and collect his head as he seems to maybe be running down that corridor. Unfortunate there for Ask Kuiper, and certainly puts J9 in the driver's seat for this round number 4. Once again, J9 deciding to stick together completely as they start pushing through, get control of the small tower side, and Makesh, who is on his own by the looks of it. Where exactly is he? There he is on the top floor, manages to self-drone him in, and picks up the Roma of Dills, who was playing in this closet here. Well played there for Makesh. 3 members of Nameless now left, stuck in sight as J9 starts getting this top floor control, looking to start playing vertical onto the kitchen. They have the control that they need in dining to push in and get the diffuser down on this kitchen side here. But of course they need to get these last few members out of the kitchen, and they're trying to do that by using the vertical angles. The castle here has dropped off completely of Smay and is now rotating up the freezer stairs, looking around. But the Nomad was watching the angle but manages to land a shot. Smay, well done there, managed to pick up a very crucial kill, getting his team slightly more back in the fight here. Few issues trying to shoot that drone, but manages to get it in the end and decides to get out of dodge and completely drop down into the basement again. Going for a rear stage stairs rotate to get back into sight with his cronies. The Ace of Ruita and Toolsify are now pushing up through this dining site. They now have complete control of the kitchen. See nades being cooked here and thrown out. Very well placed there, putting now Smay onto the tiniest slither of health. Ruita also getting a long angle all the way to Snacky, who was playing at split. The diffuser now goes down as Smay managed to get 1 kill on the board, but he is on the tiniest slither of health. So just 1 little bullet will get him, but a triple kill coming out from Smay. He's now left in a 1v2 situation with about 1 hit point to his name. Somehow getting the kills there, but with 30 seconds on the clock, he is going to be pressured into making a move here. If he lands the shots where required, he may come out big on the end of this one, as he sees the toes of Toolsify, leaving him also on about 10 health. But there's a Nomad charge on this door, so he's going to struggle to get through. Steady opts to rip down that castle barricade, but then swings back into this corridor, looking for the arm. Doesn't quite manage to get it on the Ace, but being on such slow health, he has to do something here. Lies on the floor with a shotgun, misses his shot, and ends again picked up by Ruita as he swings that bottom of white stairs angle. Very unlucky there on the side of Smay. He nearly could have had it. If only that Nomad charge hadn't been there, he maybe could have gone for that flank more effectively and been able to get the 2 remaining kills that he needed. Looks certainly seemed to be on his side, as with even the tiniest hit point of damage, with only the smallest amount of health being left on his hit bar, he was still able to pick up 2 kills in that very low health state. Quick look at the scoreboard for you guys, because I know you'd be crying for it and asking for it if I didn't show you. Shows that Smay is having all the luck so far for the side of Nameless, proving crucial in the previous round clutch, which saw them get the first round on the board, but also almost getting another clutch there when required. Snacky, though, being also on 2 kills, but the rest of the team not really showing up so far. Ask Kuiper being taken out of the game very early in both previous rounds. Of course, doing some big tower spawn picks, and also maybe just a little bit of bad luck previously, as he seemed to be running across the window at just the wrong time for Toolsify to land a pre-fire through it and take his head clean off. On the side of J9, we see Makesh so far sat at the top of the team, but not much in it between him and Toolsify. Both of them sat with 5 and 6 kills respectively. Askilly on 3 at the moment, and Ruita on 4. Pitts at the bottom once again, not picking up many kills, but certainly proving crucial for his team, as he was on the Nomad role previously. And that's Nomad proving crucial, halting Smay in his tracks, stopping him from getting the flank onto the 2 remaining players of J9, and securing them that round victory. 160p automatic when someone joins the stream. I don't know why the quality is so bad, Maz. I should be streaming at 720p 60 FPS, so it might just be other people's internet, because I don't seem to be having any issues anymore at this end. But yeah, hey, hope your workout went well. You're feeling good now. J9 once again deciding to go for this complete blue bunker cake, but my goodness, what on earth was that from Smay? A very aggressive. No, in fact, it was actually Dills throwing a C4, I believe, out of the top floor window. Yes, a cheeky little angle there that he got from the window. Jumped out, threw it down, and it landed right where these three players are. Of course, if he'd thrown it right now, it would have been far more effective. But at the time that he threw it, there was no members of J9 pushing through this bunker door, so he wasn't able to get it. MQ playing super aggressive from his shield position here. Pushed up and managed to get a couple of shotgun rounds into the Nomad pit, taking them completely off the board, allowing any rotates and roams to be slightly more effective, as they won't be able to do that anymore. But Dills being taken off the board early once again, as his head is collected while pushing that angle. Bandit here goes to throw out a C4, thinks better of it, and falls back into sight. Smay, of course, not using it. J9 still, of course, deciding that they want to completely push on this bunker side, with three members, of course, still being here. Ruita losing that fight to Ask Hyper as he plays super aggressive. Smay also losing a bit of health though as he pushes and peeks the electrical box. And a kill comes out on the side of Makesh, who was holding that angle on the elbow side. Picks off the head of MQ as he pushed up with a shotgun. Not being quite as effective now as they know his position. Askilly is now pushed onto the rear stage stairs and is now pushing down, taking control of the long haul. Do the team know that he is currently in pillar? I don't think so. And some shots through the wall come out, and down Smay. It's now a 1v3 situation, but I don't think J9 know this, because of course points will be off. So it is just the 1v3 situation, and Snake being currently stuck in the freezer, and a headshot coming out. Well, how is that not a headshot? I don't quite know, it's Siege. We don't ask questions like this, but anyway, Killy securing the final two kills, as one was down on the floor, and the final one he completely took their head off in freezer. Arguably should have been a headshot, but hey, I don't make Siege, so it wasn't a headshot. But I think we all saw it, and we will all agree in chat that that indeed was a headshot. Once again, J9 showing that they certainly have a lot more coordination than Nameless so far in this map, of course, being currently 4-1 ahead as we head into the final round of this half, before we head into the second. So we'll just have to see how these two teams play out. Nameless deciding to go back to the top floor site of Kids Dorm's main hall, because it is now open to them as the two rounds that are needed, like the buffer zone, have been played, so this site is now back open to them again. And yes, indeed, Fresh FOD, the score on map 1 was 7-2 on Cafe to J9. Thank you very much for jumping in and informing him of that. Jack H Plays Games, thank you very much. Oh, and by the way, I completely missed it. Delete the game 132. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you all, though, for following. Currently sat at 72 followers right now. My goodness. Absolutely skyrocketing so far. Thank you all for your appreciation. And thank you all for tuning in. And there we go. Just as I say that, Josinho. I've probably absolutely butchered that, so apologies if I have. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. I keep saying my dude. Some of you could be girls. I don't know. I apologise if I have got your gender incorrect. It's nothing personal. Dill's playing quite aggressively here around the master bedroom door, seeing if he can get maybe an early pick onto anybody pushing up here. Might not work out too effectively though. Another two follows coming out. Oh my goodness, we started a follow train. But as I say that, Smay is taken off the board, because I was completely not looking at anything. I'm not exactly sure who killed him. Where has Smay fallen? I apologise if I missed that, everybody. Was he taken down over here? I don't quite know, but thank you very much for you guys doing the follows. I will talk to you all about it in a minute. But now, as I say that again, Pitts pushing in below, managed to get another kill. Askilly getting a third, and all of a sudden it's a 1v5 situation. MQ being left in this very awkward position, decides to drop the meeting hatch, and goes on a big flank and a big roam here. At this point, it looks like with how much his team just got slapped, they're going to use this time as wisely as they can. He's going to sit in this corner, he's going to wait, they're going to discuss their plans and decide exactly what they're going to do in the next round. Deciding he's finally actually got some balls on him and starting to push forward, seeing if he can get any kills to boost his KD, but of course if he dies here, he won't boost his KD, and as I say that, Toolsify swings the angle and lands a very nice headshot. J9, of course, showing up big here and getting themselves a flawless round of round number 6 as we head into the second half. Certainly stamping their dominance on this one. Showing Nameless who is boss on Oregon. Kills just falling left, right, and centre for J9, and Nameless just not having anything to answer back to it. Not quite sure exactly what happened there. It's all just gone completely tits up, to put it quite frankly, for Nameless there. But now that they're on the offensive, hopefully they can start getting something happening here. As we see an interesting selection of operators being brought out. Smay switching onto the Amaru, and MQ on the Blackbeard. Blackbeard, though, as I say that, being swapped out for the Blitz. Oh my goodness, what exactly are we going to see happening here? Have they just given up all hope and they're going for the rush? Or is this going to be a calculated rush, and it might prove relatively effective against J9 if they are not ready for it? But will J9 be ready for it? We'll just have to wait and see.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
Decided to go
bombs
for
as
the
they
top
can.
floor sites here of kids' bedroom and bedroom main dorms, or whatever it's called, inside of J9 as their first site, of course, meaning the Amaru of Smay is going to be quite useful in getting into this site quite quickly if they choose to do so. Which window he decides to go through, I'm not quite sure, but certainly if he is continuing the form that he's had for this game so far, he could carry his team in this next round and get them the outcome that they want. Just gonna watch the game for a second here and just say thank you to 4 of you who've just quickly dropped a follow. We've got Harv PG, thank you very much, my dude. YSPX NCR, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but sure, we'll go with that. Thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Fred Williams, thank you very much, mate. I've seen you in chat already. Cheers for finally dropping a follow. Greatly appreciate it, man. And finally, Almighty Miners 2016. Thank you very much for the follow. Hope everybody's enjoying it so far. And thank you very much for all the follows, which means you should be notified when I next go live. So you'll be able to see more casts I do, whether that be of this league or other league. And oh my goodness, it seems that the entirety of Nameless is queuing up here, ready to go on a command for the window. There we go, and as they start to push in, it seems my sound's slightly bugged, as goodness me what's going in here. Amaru rushes into Attic and starts trying to get the smoke on the flank and playing top of added kills coming left, right and centre. Now 3v1 situation. Oh my goodness, the absolute rush from Nameless has worked. Mikesh is now being left in a 1v3 situation and is played downstairs and doesn't manage to land the shot. Oh my goodness, Dills, Nameless, what on earth was that? Badcott360, apologies, I didn't notice the follow earlier. I think I did mention it, but I might have called it out when you'd maybe looked away for a second. But oh my goodness, Nameless, what on earth did you just do to J9? That was absolutely friggin' disgusting, is what that was. That was absolutely disgusting. The round was over in maybe 20 seconds, as they were then left in a 3v1, with the final remaining member of J9 being stuck on the ground floor. There was no way to properly watch that. Maybe I should have done it from the spectator cam rather than actually watching from a POV, but to be honest, I didn't expect it to even go down that quickly. I called a rush, the rush happened, but still, how did J9 not suspect that? I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh goodness me, I'm still lost for words on that one. You'd maybe expect, of course, having seen the Amaru being brought out on the board, because it was not an operator that should have been a surprise to J9. Oh, that's why. That's why back up. And you say you followed 4 weeks ago, but it's 3 weeks and 1 day. Anyway, we see J9 deciding this time, let's not even run the risk of that sort of a rush working out again for the side of Nameless. We are going to go downstairs into the basement. Deciding not to go for an elbow hold here, or certainly not one where they will have a rotate out. Instead, it looks like they're going to be playing quite aggressively here, as we see Tulsify preparing to do a bunker run out to put a Malusi device near those barrels. And here we go, he runs out, places Malusi device down. Will he get it down in time before a member of... Yes, he will, because nobody has actually spawned over there. Nobody indeed has spawned over there, so he's just chilling outside, enjoying his life. As it seems that the entirety of... almost the entirety of Nameless is now spawned over on this side. Oh my goodness, what on earth has happened here? Killy, what on earth are you doing, my dude? Killy was lying under the bottom right stairs window, and all the members of Nameless just jump through. They have no idea he's there, and Killy picks himself up a triple kill. Killy, calm yourself down, my dude. Almost as quickly as we saw the previous round be completely finished, we see Killy completely swing the favour of this round into the favour of J9. Going to be on 5-4. In a 2v4 situation. Oh my goodness, what on earth has gone on? I love you too, man. Cheers for using those bitties on there. Even though a lot of the members of the team have been taken out, they still have the required utility to start pushing on into sight, as Ask Hyper and Smay are pushing on into the freezer here. Ask Hyper going for a very aggressive drop, but unfortunately there was too many guns focused on him. And who was it? It was Pitt! After not getting many kills early on, he got the kills he needed here. Now currently sat on 6. Oh my goodness, what on earth was going on there? Hey Chris CS. Like I say, it's just trying to match up the names. Spanker, what are you on about, lad? I'm not sure. Did he say something earlier? No idea. Anyway, of course, a slightly aggressive push there from Nameless. Maybe the drone work was a little bit shoddy. Maybe you're just not expecting the bandit of Askilly to be blooming just sat under that window there, just chilling, just enjoying life. Meant that Nameless chose exactly the wrong window to jump through there at the bottom of White Stairs, as Killy was then able to bide his time and wait until all 3-4 members were sat in front of him, and he just opened up with that MP7 and collected 3 of them before they could put him down on the floor. If we'd seen Killy get an ace from that position, I would have absolutely bloody lost it. Would have ended the stream right there, would have gone, yep, they just get the honorary win, and just retired. I don't know, it would have been mad. But he did the damage that was needed to put his team with the advantage, being a 4v2 situation at that point, which they then continued forward, although one of their lives being traded out. Pitts manages to swing that angle onto the bottom of Freezer, collecting the final kill and securing it for them. This now means that we see once again the score going to 6-2 in favour of J9. They're currently sat on match point. 1 round win to them. We'll see them winning this best of 2 and walking away with the series win. However, 4 round wins on the trot for Nameless could see them net a victory on this one, or certainly put it into overtime, and then everything is to play for then in the overtime, where we will see 3 rounds max played, and of course one of these teams walk away either with 1 point or all the points that they get from a best of 2. I'm not quite sure on the scoring process for this. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Killy, what on earth are you doing? He spawn peeks from the top armory stairs window and manages to pistol Snacky to death. This man is just on something else today. Man, woman, I don't know, but Dizzle punishes him back by pushing in to the site, not losing much health in the process. Just completely snaking his way in here through the main lobby. Don't know if this is just him messing around or whether this is the play. Evidently he wants Ask Hyper to crawl in. Ask Hyper is wanting... Oh, what on earth is going on here? It seems one of them's wanting to take this seriously, the other's not. And because of that, a TK coming out. Guys, what on earth are you doing? It seems that Dizzle has completely given up at this point and is basically letting J9 get the win. This is not necessarily what we want to see. It would be nice to actually see them win it properly, but now due to 2 team kills coming out on the side of Dizzle, we'll have to see exactly how this one works. Of course, Smay, though, sneaking up the White Stairs has now actually put this very much back in the favour of Nameless. And if there'd been the 2 other members on the board, it would definitely be in the favour of Nameless. But with it being a 2v2, there is still very much a chance that J9 are able to clutch this one out. And with Dizzle playing so close here to the shotgun of Ruwitter playing in the attic, we'll have to see exactly what happens here. He swings the angle, doesn't quite manage to land the shot, and a Ash charge coming out to get rid of that shield. And he runs in, but as the prone shotgun proving critical, and now as diffuser on his door, it's now up to Smay, who has already left in a 1v2, is now in a 1v1 as he collects the head of Mikesh. He's now going to push into attic, try and get that smoke, and he lands the shot! Smay with a 1v2 clutch! Manages to clutch it out and means that Nameless will get another round to play. They are now 6-3, despite D's... what's his name? Despite Deal's best efforts. Smay manages to clutch this one out for him, absolutely popping it off. We have 2 titans slapping each team about here. We have Smay on 13 kills and also Askilly on 13 kills themselves, getting them in some clutch situations. Dills has just seemed to completely given up at this point. I don't know whether he's necessarily wanting to play. Maybe he's got to go. I think that's what it is. He was mentioning in the group chat before that we need to start the game quickly because he needs to go. But if he needs to go, just leave. It's better leaving your team in a 4v5 situation than going around and TKing them in the head. Certainly if you want to actually put some points on the board and be...
Attackers need to locate
if actually be a
defuse
decent...
as many
like,
bombs
just...
as they
It
can.
doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, he's got his own agenda going on. He's got his own reasons for it. Hopefully he doesn't do it again. And we'll see Nameless be able to get another round on the board. This time they're in a slightly better position than they were on the previous map. Of course, they now have 3 rounds to their name rather than just the 2 they had previously. Very well played there by Smay, meant that they could get the clutch off. And now we are here, still seeing J9 on match points, so 1 round is all that they need to win the best of 2. But Nameless have put themselves 1 round closer to pushing us into overtime here, which I certainly want to watch between these 2 teams. Of course, if we don't see it, we don't see it, but if we do, I certainly wouldn't be ungrateful.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
So, and there we go, Dills has already started TKing. Dills, just at this point, just leave. As Kuiper has left, is not very happy with him. Shots coming out underneath the van here. This is something that as a caster you just do not expect to be seeing.
Bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Blue on blue, friendly on friendly. Dills has finally left the game. He should have just done that from the start if he had to go. And now we see a 3v5 situation. Killy, of course, being slightly aggressive onto MQ, who was playing outside. Fortunately, gets a bit of damage taken to him rather than damage done back. And we now just see most of the members of Nameless playing quite passively. Where was it? Where did I see the other one? Oh, they're sitting on the roof. It is Snacky. Sat on the roof here, just having a good time by the double window. Sees Killy, though, sneaking up to the double window and completely takes him out. Very well played there by Snacky. Now putting the numbers slightly closer back to where they should be, but oh dear, Tulsify managed to land a pistol headshot onto Smay as he swings the double window. Smay has now left the game. It seems that Nameless are completely given up on this one, so even if Snacky and MQ are able to clutch this one out, they will have to go. Yeah, it's certainly not looking good on the side of Nameless. I certainly wouldn't want someone who treats the league game the same way that Dilks did on my team anymore. So even if he's the only one to leave or whether there's a full disband, I don't quite know. Like I say, life does get in the way, you need to go and do things. But that's understandable. If you need to leave, just leave. Why TK all your teammates to leave them in a man disadvantage? You're already going to be in a man disadvantage, why make it worse? See what they can do with the rest of them. Surely if you have faith, they could do something about it. Anyway, MQ and Snacky still being left here in this one in a 2v4 situation. There is still a chance that they're able to clutch this one out, but not very likely here as the side of J9 is just playing incredibly passive in sight, waiting for people to swing in front of him. MQ also just sat on the roof having a bit of a sound glitch here. Don't quite know what's going on there. Sees the head of the Malusi is trying to pistol him from the kid's window. Doesn't quite land the shots. Neither of them do, in fact. And Snacky instead starts trying to make something happen on this double window. Just waiting now for the time to go down. We've got 30 seconds left of this game, so one way or another, we will leave this game shortly. I don't see the side of Nameless winning this one, especially as they are just deciding to not really be that aggressive and do any pushing here, as MQ is still stuck on the big tower roof. Dustfire trying to contest that angle, just trying to get another kill on the board. But Snacky and MQ deciding to, yeah, just join their fate, and they're just waiting outside. Dustfire landing beautiful headshots, but then MQ managed to just trade him back. And there we see J9 take the second map, 7-3. A shame we saw the ending there that happened. I'm certainly not very happy about it, and I'm sure the members of J9, although they got the win, probably aren't happy about it either. You never want to win in a situation like that. And we'll just have to leave it now up to the admins and exactly what's going to be happening with these teams here. Of course, so J9 proving that they likely would have come out with the win at the end anyway. But of course, with Dills going off on one like he did, maybe wasn't quite as expected. The outcome wasn't as we expected, let's just put it that way. Anyway, well done for those of you who put the prediction onto J9. They were indeed the winner of the second map, which means that they walk away winning this best of 2 series between J9 and Nameless, probably putting them higher up on that leaderboard. It'll be interesting to see where they end up later on, but we'll see what happens there. Anyway, that's all we've got time for today, ladies and gentlemen. We have now finished today's stream. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate all of you. Thank you everybody who's dropped a follow. Apologies if I missed any of you while the stream was live. I don't think I did, but if I did, I do deeply apologise. But thank you very much all the same for the follow. It's greatly appreciated. As I say that, Zay Tulsify drops me a follow. Thank you very much, my dude. Greatly appreciate it. We're now up to 77 followers. My goodness. Doesn't sound like many, but knowing that I was only on about 7 about 3 weeks ago, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Anyway, as I say, I won't keep you guys waiting any longer. Thank you very, very much for tuning in this evening. I'm just going to run a quick 60-second ad just to finish everything off and hopefully maybe get a little bit of money in my pocket so that all of this actually puts some pennies in my pocket. But thank you very much for tuning in and watching J9 versus Nameless. Like I say, drop a follow and you can tune in next time when I'm doing some casting. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful evening and I'll speak to you on the flip side. Peace.